So today we're going to be talking about solving equations with variables on both sides with decimals. The same process applies here as well. The only difference is we have decimals instead of whole numbers, which we call integers. Okay, so we have negative 1.3r plus 5.2 equals 1 minus 2.7r. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to add 1.3r here, because we want to cancel out this negative 1.3r. Remember, in order to cancel out, you have to do the opposite operation. So since this is negative, we're going to add. So these two things are going to cross out. And then not only are you going to do this to this side of the equal sign, but you're going to also do it to the other side. So you're going to add 1.3r to this side as well. Now the reason I'm putting 1.3r underneath this negative 2.7r is because they have the same variable. Okay, so after we get that done, then what we have left is 5.2 equals to 1 minus 1.4r. Okay, so after that, we are going to subtract this 1. We want to cancel out this 1. So since this is positive, in order to cancel out, we're going to do the opposite operation. So subtract 1 here, which means this cancels out. Subtract 1 here. Okay? So now what we have left is we have 4.2 equals to negative 1.4r. Okay? And the last thing we need to do, we want to cancel out this negative 1.4 so that we can find r. Okay, so in order to do that, we are going to divide. Why are we dividing? The opposite of the operation. So 1.4r is technically 1.4 times r. So the opposite operation of multiplying is division. So we're going to divide by negative 1.4. Okay, and whatever we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do it to the other. So we're going to divide by negative 1.4 here. So this cancels out, and after we've done our calculations, 4.2 divided by negative 1.4, we get negative 3 equals to r. All right, let's do another example. So we have 2.8m minus 1.4 plus 1.2 equals to negative 2.3 plus 2.1m. You'll notice something different about this one. If you notice on the left-hand side, we have two like terms, which means that we can combine them. Okay, so once we combine negative 1.4 plus 1.2, you will have on this side 2.8m minus 0.2 equals to negative 2.3 plus 2.1m. Now, the reason why I did this first instead of canceling out is because you want to condense your equation as much as possible and make it easier on yourself. So anytime you have two of the same like terms on one side, go ahead and combine them together and condense your equation. So now we have 2.8m minus 0.2 equals negative 2.3 plus 2.1m. So now we are ready to cancel out. So what I want to do is I want to cancel out this 2.1m. So I'm going to subtract 2.1m. That cancels out. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, 2.1m. And then I get 0.7m minus 0.2 equals to negative 2.3 3. Okay. Next, we are going to cancel out the 0.2 by adding. So I added 0.2 here, and I'm also going to add 0.2 here. So these cancel out, and what we have left is 0.7 m equals to negative 2.1. So lastly, we're going to cancel out the 0.7 by dividing. Do it on the other side. And what we have left is m equals to negative 3.